this computer. Hello, hello. This is Pink Life Live. It is February 15th. Happy day after Valentine's Day. And so it depends on where you are in the world. If you're watching this, we just want to say welcome. Thank you so much for taking time. We have some exciting guests on our call tonight we want to introduce you to, but also we're going to cover a couple of things to finish your month strong, what the incentives are, how to break them down. Got some really cool news today on a training call I couldn't wait to share with you as well. But also you're going to hear from Emerald Ambassador Kimberly Brucal as she recaps our trip from Australia. We just got back on Monday night. We left Brisbane on Monday. We got back on Monday. It's like we went back in time, but we didn't have an accelerated pass like a flux capacitor like Marty. So, but you're also going to get to hear from some brand new ambassadors from Australia. We have specifically invited them to join us tonight. We wanted them to share their excitement, to share what they're most excited about, what their plans are, their goals, what their market's like. And one of the things you guys hear us talking about and have for the last year is like, do you know any Aussies? We need to get more in the habit of asking these questions, because if you read The Slight Edge with us in the last book club, you will remember in those final chapters, it is exactly how he built the two largest organizations in Germany, was just by simply asking, do you know any Germans? Like, do you know any Germans? And he found some Germans that knew somebody that ended up being the number one, number two income earners for the entire country of Germany. So you do know people that know people. And I'm here to tell you, having met Aussies, they travel. They go everywhere. They might be on the farthest end of the planet, but they make that trek. And when they travel and make amazing friendships. So without further ado, I'm going to throw this to Kimberly. Kimberly, just as a recap, will you share about the philanthropy that we got to do? And then I'll share about the training side of what we were doing.
Oh my goodness, my favorite night of the entire trip. So I think some of you know, some of you don't know. When Becky had invited us to come in corporate and we were talking about doing the trainings and all the things, Becky is the president of a troop, and it's called the Sunshine Troop in Australia. So this is a group of adult individuals who get together every single week for almost an entire day. I was actually pretty shocked when I had asked them how much practicing they did and all the things. And they do singing and dancing and drama and community, and they have a voice. So I've been getting messages from some of them. They're going to different places. They advocate for themselves. But we got to spend 3 or 4, maybe even 5 hours in a room. And we were getting ready to go. And I was like, Jenna, I don't even want to leave this room. The joy and the energy and the excitement of this group, this troop I'm talking about, the adults in the room, you know me, I love socializing and community and all the things, but I'm talking about the community of individuals with unique abilities who literally couldn't wait to shine. And when Jen and I, started talking with Becky about this troop and what they do, we have a heart for this community. So immediately we got on a call and talked about what would it look like if Plexus Health came along the side to sponsor this troop. And originally Becky was talking about, we've got somebody, nonverbal. We had guys, there was adults in the room who sing and dance and do not speak.
Wait, say that again, because I don't think they heard that part.
Yes. There was a guy in the room. Mitch was his name. Fabulous young man. And he doesn't talk. He's nonverbal, but he dances and he sings. So his singing sounds a little bit different, right? He's humming and he's making sounds, but he's in the room. And Becky was like, you guys, it would mean so much to the troop for him to get a laptop to be able to speak. he could type out what he wants to say and it'll come out on the screen. And Jenna and I, after pondering over a laptop, we were like, wait, we can do so much more than just a laptop. And so we rallied, we got with Kirby, we got with Olga and Meredith and Becky, and we said, what if Plexus matched dollar for dollar what the troop raises between December, when we finally got the authorization to do it, until their event? And corporate said, let's do it. Plexus came along the side of us, and this troop, you guys, Becky's troop was able to raise over $5,000, and Plexus matched dollar for dollar the $5,000 for the troop. So now we have a troop in Australia that can sing and dance and go out into the community and get uniforms or shirts, $10,000 to be able to do things over the next year in their community to bring awareness to what it is that they are doing, which is absolutely shining so bright in Australia. You guys have to be following them. I will share the link to the troop, you guys, after the call, but they are just incredible adults. I'm getting messages daily from one of the girls. She must think that I have a connection with Broadway. I don't, but she wants me to figure out how to get her there. So I'm working on that. If you guys have a connection with Broadway, you let me know. But that, Jenna, for me, was the highlight of so many great highlights, but for me and what we got to do in that room that night just made my heart smile so big. Just so much joy. I could have sat in that room. I could have slept in that room. I just could have laid out in a sleeping bag and just hung out. I wanted them all to come back to Beck's house with me.
And it's funny because Kimberly vibrates, we're learning a lot right now. So Kimberly vibrates at a certain frequency, and she attracts special needs kids all over the planet. They don't even have to speak English, and they just feel the love that she exudes. So we went to the plaza, which is what they call the mall. We were checking out, and it was raining, and we were waiting for the Uber driver to come. And all of a sudden, this wonderfully special needs boy came around the corner out of nowhere, beelined right for Kimberly. Hi, how are you? What was his name? Chad?
Yeah, Brad.
Brad. Hi, my name's Brad. What's your name? Like, just the happiest little individual. And he wasn't little. He was like Colton big size.
Yeah.
And we had a great conversation, and we talked about the United States, and he's going to come visit one day, and he's got huge plans, what that looks like. But it's so much fun to see what happens when you tap into your zone of genius. And that's exactly what Kimberly was in when she's in those moments. And she is really pouring out and loving not just the special needs of adults or individual, but the families that were represented. So really excited. I'm going to share some of the videos from that night in our chat so that you can have that. It is something that we're sharing with you so that you can be proud to be a part of Plexus Worldwide, but also what this team is doing. I keep reiterating it, and I really am hoping one day it's going to stick, is that nobody else is doing what you guys are doing. No one else is going where you are going, where this team is headed. Nobody's doing. And so it's a really big deal. We want to give you those tools to equip you to feel proud and confident. Look at what our company did. Our leaders went down to Australia, and they were able to match a huge donation on behalf of Plexus Worldwide to make an impact globally on the other side of the planet. And the only way we were able to do that was because we met Becky. Becky had the connections, and Becky knew the people, and she was able to organize an amazing event for that night. So we want you to be able to have that, to share that information, to raise awareness, because Plexus Worldwide is a global business, but it also has so much philanthropic adventures out there that a lot of people don't know about. Like, I learned on this trip that 477,000 to date before the donation has gone to Australian breast cancer awareness. I didn't know that. That's been over 5 years. that they've been pouring into. Obviously, breast cancer awareness is a big thing here in the US, but they're also making donations worldwide into different markets. With Mary's House, it's very similar to Feeding America, but Mary's House is around the world feeding children that need support and that are hungry and malnourished. So there's a lot of good things happening that we get to be a part of just because we buy our lean protein, just because we buy a reset, just because we get to be a part of something really, really cool. So that was probably my favorite part, was seeing you that night, just being in your zone. Like I looked over, I have one picture of Kimberly, and she's got all these adult kids, all different superpowers. You know, some nonverbal, some with Down syndrome, some with severe, disabilities, just all over her. And she's so happy. Like she's just, so that was probably my favorite part. And then getting the opportunity to tell them that we doubled it, because they announced that they had raised $5,000. They didn't know that we were going to price match it. It was a surprise. So when we were able to share that, they freaked out, which was so much fun.
And Jen, what was really cool is when you went up and you got to tell them that, I was like kind of thinking, I wonder if they're going to get it. Oh, they knew exactly what that meant. I mean, the tears and the joy and they were just blown away. Because I was wondering, I'm like, the adults, some of them in the room were going to get it, but they understood that they now had funds to be able to do things that before they knew they wouldn't have even dreamed of doing. Now they're able to start dreaming of some bigger dreams, right? Broadway. I mean,
hey, nothing's off limits. Anything's
nothing
possible, right? Anything's possible. So thank you for sharing, Kimberly. Do you have anything else on personal note that you want to share about the trip?
Oh my gosh, just getting around the tables. Like, what a fun time just sitting around the table. I know we talk about that here as a team so much, and it really is how I grew my business, how you grew your business, how Karen, Maria, I mean, all of us really grew our business. So going back to those basics in Australia and being around the table in the smaller settings, like seriously, we're just, I know you and I talked every single night, we'd lay there as we were going to bed and just talked about all of the fun, and the people were just incredible. Like, I mean, what an amazing community there in Australia that we get to be a part of and partner with, because they're amazing. They're incredible. Every single one of them that we met. So just an amazing trip. I haven't stopped talking about it with my family. The little intimate moments were just fantastic. But yeah, community is amazing to have. Exactly, Michelle.
And a
Exactly.
positive, healthy, encouraging community. Yes, we need more of that. Would you not agree? Like we absolutely need more of that. So, all right. Well, I'm going to throw this to Adam because he's walking around with the phone in his hand. I think he's working. He's doing something. There he is.
Get in trouble.
He's not going to get in trouble. All right. All you need to do is unmute, Adam. I want to introduce you. There you go.
Hello.
Your new best friend, Kenny.
This is my new, what is it? Brother from a different mother,
Yes.
Well, that's it.
Adam. Take it away, man. What do you want to talk about?
Share what
Oh.
who you are, where you're from, and what are you really excited about? What was your takeaway from our trip?
Wow. No, it was the exact first time actually deep diving into the plexus experience. So learning the plexus, what it means. Us Australians are very skeptical about products, especially if it's from overseas as well. So that is something that I really felt from when you came to Australia and you brought that community with you and the corporate feel. We've seen a lot of other companies who don't do this type of work and give back to the communities. So that was the first thing I noticed as somebody who is not an ambassador yet, working on it. So yeah, it really ticked a lot of my boxes, and it made me happy that that we can be a part of this journey together. So, so from a plexus point of view, I'm very impressed. From an Australian point of view, basically it's an untapped market. There's no one here. It's ready to go. So we're excited that we have a great team behind us with Jenna and Kimberly. And so we're lucky. We feel lucky that we've got a team. I actually went to my first event last night on the Gold Coast, and
Is it?
it was I went because I've never been to one. I guess from a local point of view, the only ones I've been to were the ones that you were running. So I got to see the raw plexus in action. And yeah, so I think I was able to share with people experiences that I didn't normally feel like I could share. And it turned out that a lot of the women could relate to my experiences or Becky's experiences. And so it was actually a really good feeling that I could actually help other people and hopefully put them on the journey. So that was actually something that sparked joy and happiness for me. What else do you need to know?
What are your goals? What are you excited about?
Yeah, so I sat with Olga last night and I think I said too much, but I said let's go for Emerald first, and then we'll go from there. So that's our goal. That's my goal, and that's Kellie's goal as well. And we think we can hopefully put the right things in place to get there.
Absolutely. So Kellie is Adam's wife, and she's actually his sponsor as well. So Kellie is right on the cusp of going senior silver. That's the second leadership level in Plexus, and completely possible that this month, in the next week and a half or so, she will fly right past that and be a gold ambassador. So as Adam and Kellie are learning the compensation plan and how it all works and the things that are in play, it's been so much fun to watch just you guys co-labor together. You feed off of each other really well. Adam is brilliant. He has some amazing marketing and strategy things. What is your regular job, Adam? What is it that you do full-time currently?
It depends what day of the week it is. So I'm a small business owner, and my background is electrical in solar and batteries. But I work for a lot of corporate companies in business development.
So what he's going to take is all of that knowledge and information and then filter that in and apply it to his Plexus business. So
yeah,
it's F45. Am I saying that right?
F45. Yeah, we're going hard, go hard or go home, I say. So we've got F45 on board. We're gonna, and this is another thing that corporate was willing to jump on board and help us deliver something that's different. They're very eager to open up some opportunities. So straight away, I was like, what do you mean you're going to help us do this and you're going to help us do that? Like that in other businesses is unheard of. So giving back to the community is something I've actually felt right from day one.
I love that. So F45 would be their
CrossFit.
CrossFit / Planet Fitness.
It's another. I think you've got another one. It's called I can't remember what it is, but there's a big chain in America that's similar.
Okay. So it's amazing.
And so so basically we haven't officially got the full official go ahead, but at this stage, we will sponsor the 8-week challenge with F45.
Way to go.
Wow.
So basically that gets us access to 200 members to help coach them, help train them, implement. The goal is to implement 20 to 30 members on a plan or on the subscription, and then just hopefully just educate that through the club, and that should then open all other leads and opportunities that will naturally come because of it.
Wow, that's amazing.
It's a great idea.
So
I hope you guys are taking.
yeah, so and we felt, because a lot of maybe it's I don't know what you've done in America, but gyms do the same challenge like a lot of the time, and it's always weight loss.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very hard to lose weight now that I understand, if you've got some health issues or gut issues. So we're going to try and bring a bit of different information to the table, and hopefully open up some other benefits to our community.
I love it. I'm so excited for you guys.
That's
Can't
cool.
wait to see and hear all the things. And I love it that you are
And-
blowing up Kenny's phone.
Yeah. So
Here,
if it's successful, basically this is the opportunity, and here in Australia is we get one of the clubs, and then we can go straight to the one next door and the one next door, and we should be able to then use this success and the support of the members. They're going to know other people in other clubs, so it should. We feel that this is a good way to get us off the ground.
Absolutely. I love
I
that
think
it's
so.
leveraging the network that you already currently have. That's a really
Correct.
big deal. So
Yeah.
fantastic. I love it. Well, Kellie is on. Kellie Atkinson is on Adam and Hollis's team. She's soaking wet. She's in her car. Are you driving? Because it's illegal to talk and text and drive.
I just pulled over actually.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
There you
Hello.
are.
I hear you.
Hi. I've got my son in the back.
Hello, buddy.
Hi. Thank you. Hello. Hello.
You still
Good
have
day.
your rock. Does he have his rock?
Do you have your rock still that Jenna gave you? Yeah.
Okay,
He's got
good.
it still.
Keep it safe till I come back.
He loves it. Hey.
He's my
Yeah.
bud. So
Hi
Kellie,
everyone.
tell us how you got here. Like, I love the story that got you to here.
Well, the long version or the short version? Short story. I went and saw a doctor. I was told I had a few issues that no other doctor had found out for me. I have celiac gene, and my thyroid was starting to inflame because of all the extra strain I was putting on from that. She told me to get off gluten and dairy and to work on my gut health. And I thought, okay, cool, that's easier said than done, working on gut health. I have to, really delve into my eating, and I've tried doing that before, and it's a really hard process. She's like, it could take 6 to 12 months, if not longer, to get that going. So that had happened. And then I'd seen these posts from Becky popping up, and I'd known Becky for a few years now. After she had Ollie, we started connecting a bit more. And she had a nanny at the time because she couldn't get out of bed. She was bedridden. She was extremely unwell. She was dealing with lots of health issues. Anyway, I saw her a few months ago at church, and I was like, Becky, what is going on? You're climbing a mountain. You're coming to church on time. Like, what's happening? And she said, well, I haven't really told anyone, but I've just started up with this Plexus stuff. I've been on it for a few months. And I'm like, oh, I've actually heard of Plexus. I did the pink drink like years ago, but didn't know much of the content behind it. It was just kind of like, oh, try this drink. And being this friend in the States, I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. But I didn't stand it for long. So I had heard of it before. And she was telling me about the gut health program. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is like a sign, like, a blessing being answered. And I was like, I want to get on it. So had to wait till I could afford to get on it. But I've been on it for 2 months now, and I've definitely noticed some amazing changes. Little things probably for other people, but big things for me. Sleeping better, my feet don't hurt when I wake up, when I step down on the ground. Headaches, I get headaches all the time. Major bloating, gut, IBS sort of stuff. And all of that is slowly just getting better and better and better, to the point that I'm just so excited about it. I've been telling all these people about it. So we had the chat around the table a few weeks ago. My sister came and we'd met a girl at Coolum at the cafe after we did the climb to Mount Coolum, and spoke to her a little bit about it. She came as well that night, and she pretty much joined up. She's like, yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it as a business perspective as well, which like rarely happens in this sort of thing. And Sam, my sister, is in the perimenopause state, and she's like put on lots of weight. She's been depressed. She's, dealing with a lot of health issues herself. And she came and she's like, I want to get on it. I'll try anything at this point. So it's kind of just a ripple effect from that. So since then, I've signed up my sister. Well, I'm about to sign my sister. I'm actually on my way to meet her now to set her up on the triplex. I've got 5 people all joined up in the last week or two. My sister's joining up today, so it will be 6. And then I'm in contact with a few people that I met with, Jenna and Kimberly as well, just going to the shops. I went and met with them on Tuesday, dropped off some samples, just trying to keep in touch. But yeah, I'm like, constantly got a list in my head of like, oh, this could help this person, this could help this person. But obviously I want to do it organically and not just call them up, say, hey, I haven't spoken to you in a while, but you know what I mean? But I'm really excited to, just see where it takes me. The company's been so supportive. You guys have been amazing. It was amazing meeting Jenna and Kimberly. And Becky's been incredible. She's been a great example as well. So yeah, I'm really excited to be a part of it. And it's been awesome seeing Adam and Kellie again too. I haven't really connected with them for a little while. So yeah, it's just been amazing. Yeah.
I love it.
And I got my husband to join up. He's starting on the triplex. I've ordered him his triplex. So finally got him on board.
That's a big deal. So
yeah, it's a huge deal.
Kellie went fast start silver, and that's a $300 US bonus. In Australian, that's 500 Aussie dollars. So what does that mean for your family?
That means a lot. It means, one, I can get my husband onto it as well. It means that there's that potential for that to keep growing. And it means my husband's looking at this going, oh, okay, so it can help our health and it can possibly help us financially, which is huge for us. My husband, he's a builder. It's been a bit of a tight few months for us. We're kind of coming out of it, but I just don't like that feeling of living paycheck to paycheck. And I feel like this will just give us that buffer and help us along the way, but also be able to give us a position to help other people as well with that, which is big for me too. So I'm really excited about my family too, and introducing us to a lot of my family members, and hopefully helping them in both health and financially as well. So yeah, really excited.
Absolutely. I love that.
Awesome. Love it.
So one of the things that I think has been so much fun to watch is that we got the opportunity to just go shopping together. So Kimberly had her birthday while we were in Australia, and Kellie works at an amazing boutique. So she was like, let's go. They have the same style dresses too, by the way. Like they're sisters from different misters. They have the same style. So Kellie was going to hook Kimberly up with the best dresses. And it was so beautiful and organic to see how conversations could be started. So some of the things that Kellie is talking about are we just went shopping. We were having conversations, and some of the questions were like, oh, what are you doing here? Because as soon as we start talking, we're the ones that are the aliens. We're the ones with the accent. So people say, oh my gosh, what are you doing here? We're with a health and wellness company. We're specifically helping women with women's business. and all the things. And then Kelly would jump in and say, yes, they're my friends. They're here for the week. And it just opened an organic conversation with individuals. So it was so much fun because Kelly learned how to connect on the spot, exchange of information so that you're getting their name and they're getting your name and number, and then connecting with them through social media if they were on social media. And so she did share about her friend Monique, her new friend. Just wanted to know as we were talking, is this something you're looking for ambassadors for? Because I'd be very interested to work the business.
Yeah, I know. It was amazing. Yeah.
And then she showed up and she didn't know anybody, but we invited her. And Kelly has done a spectacular job of sitting down, following up. She even got a Facebook account, Kelly.
Oh, she did it.
Way
I
to
saw
go.
it yesterday and I was like, look, I know you're a bit iffy about this, but it's a really great platform for business in this field. And so, yeah, she was open to it and she did it, which is
She did
amazing.
it. Kimberly approved her to Gutology today. So high five, friend.
Follow up. Woo.
Way to go.
Hey.
So your next
That's
stop is when you bless that sixth person. Don't forget that is build your bonus. So you will have earned an additional $400 US on top of your $300 that you got for fast starting. And you're this close from another 300 fast start bonus.
I know. I'm working on that. I have to help the 3 more people become ambassadors, right?
So that's a point total. So it's 50 points, which we can help map you out. But if we help 3 more, that's another 400.
Yeah.
So that's incredible.
I can do that. Bring it on, hey?
You can totally do that. Absolutely. And so while Kelly's doing that, it's going to help Kellie Hollis as well over on Adam's team. And that's going to push her. So that's the fun part about what we get to do, is because when we are blessing other people, our activity is also blessing somebody else. So that is so much fun. And that really is the teamwork atmosphere of what we get to do. And so it is when one wins, everybody wins. Everybody.
I'm really excited for Adam and Kelly too with their idea. I think that will be amazing and open up so much.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we can see something like that up here too, because that's amazing. I know a few people in the F45 up here, which if they get onto it, might open up for them as well. So
Adam's gonna hook up his gym. Once he figures out and buttons that up, he can come up and do it there.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
I'm signing you up for stuff, Adam.
Kelly.
That'll be fantastic. Well, we're just so proud of you guys. So proud of you. And if you're on this call and you've been sharing Plexus for a while, do you remember that feeling when you discovered that this stuff worked? Number 1. And number 2, that list that Kelly's talking about, because all of a sudden you had a list of people that you knew had diabetes, had arthritis, had IBS, that were constantly complaining about their health, that were just, headaches every day, that you were eating, what do they call them? Bricks of chocolate. So we have a friend, actually Adam's sister-in-law, Jackie, she was eating a brick of chocolate every single day. She's not anymore. Wow. So that's not normal. Eat that much caffeine and sugar every day, right? Or what about Pepsi Max? That's a drink down under. It's highly caffeinated, right? Very bad for you. So everybody's coming off Pepsi Max. It's a huge win. But I want you to hear the stories tonight because I want you, it's like Diet Coke.
Oh, I get it.
I'm talking to some people. Okay, so I want you to hear her heart because that excitement, that joy, it brings you back to your first love. Why you started sharing Plexus in the first place. It is not to go and earn a trip or to earn an incentive or the next dangly carrot. It is how many families can you help? How many mamas can you bless? How many marriages can you help when they're balanced? If mommy's healthy, guess what happens to the household? The household gets healthy. Sometimes I think we get so focused on this 30-day goal. We're going to help this many people and we're going to get this. And then we're going to earn this incentive and we're going to get this. And if we do this, we're going to get this. That's a very limited short-term vision. Instead, I want to challenge you to have a long-term vision of what your business could look like and the impact that you can have in your communities. If you had told me 5 years ago, I'd be flying around the world, having fundraisers, doubling things, meeting amazing, incredible people. I would not have believed you because I was not in a position physically, emotionally, or mentally to actually be able to accept that goodness. Because that's what it is. We get to bless others because we ourselves have been blessed. And so keeping that to ourselves is not a luxury that we can afford. We can't have this incredible tool, this amazing resource, not just the products, but you heard Kelly talk about helping other people limit their out-of-pocket expense. All too often, we get all in the weeds about that and we don't actually tell people or show them how simple it is to limit that out-of-pocket expense. And that really is just exposing them to our ATM system. We're adding them Gutology, we're tagging them in some posts, you're sending them messages, and if you need that three-way assistance, you're throwing them in there. And it doesn't matter how long you've been doing this, that's still available. Kimberly and I still do three ways. I'm getting ready to throw her in a three-way message with another girlfriend of mine because they have a lot in common. I'm like, girl, this mama needs your help with this. So she'll jump in there and she'll assist. What it is about is building community. These days, anybody can go anywhere and buy a probiotic. They can. It's not going to be the best probiotic. And it's not going to get to the actual root cause. We talk about the science of how everything works, but they can. The reason that they're going to stay and they're stay with you is because that you help them to see that they were seen, that they were valued, and that they were heard. So focusing on customer care and just ensuring that they are using the products right, that they're having an amazing experience, that it's not weird, right? Kelly, we talked about don't be weird. We had this whole training on don't be weird.
Were you weird in Australia?
I was only weird when Adam was complaining about his knee and then I forced him to take 6 E's. I was weird. I was like, you need this and you can't tell me no. So he took it because he trusted me and it worked. And then now he's an E's believer. So, but
That stuff works.
it does work. It's amazing. I want to share that with you. And I asked them to come on because you're going to see more and more of their faces. And the beautiful part of this, as I was sharing with our Australian team, is they have the luxury to bounce back. So Kelly, you have the luxury to bounce back to the US. If you know people here or Canada or Mexico, you can bounce back. Just like if you're here and you're on this call, and I know that Kathy's got some book club friends in Australia, you can bounce back.
Or to Canada, Mexico.
Canada, Mexico, all over. It is an opportunity to expand your network and to grow your friend circle. And the coolest part is you learn so much along the way, just getting to sit and talk with Kelly and to learn and to ask the questions without feeling like you sound stupid or you don't understand something, like just having that common ground. But I will tell you more than anything, this was my favorite trip. Sorry, babe. I love you. We had a great time. But this was my favorite trip to Australia yet because of the time that we had. It was quiet, it was intimate, it was around the table. We were able to get a lot of information out in a relatively short amount of time, but nothing beats that in-person opportunity. I want to shout Karen Ray out. She started a walking club down in Martin County. She's posting photos. People are coming along. Kelly, that's a really great idea. Like a buggy bunch. You get the girls and you walk up and down Mooloolaba a couple times and have fun. Well, Karen Ray is doing that in Martin County. She's getting friends and women to come out to support. And what did they tell you, Karen Ray? I saw your message.
They tell me every time we meet up, thank you for doing this. And they've been looking forward, they look forward to it every week. I do Tuesday and Thursday morning. Sometimes there's just been as many as 8.
Wow.
So,
Good
and then
job.
2 new people joined today. So it's like some come on different days, but it's been really good.
And it
Yeah.
builds a larger friend audience and allowing yourself to be vulnerable too, because it is easy to shut in, shut down, take care of your immediate, and then to blame everybody for what's not working. I tried that, didn't work. How many times have you heard somebody say that about the products? After a while, if you've been consistent and you know exactly the science and how this stuff works, that you can confidently and gently tell them that it's not that the products don't work, it's that you took them wrong. You can
Like,
get to
now
that
me and
point.
you.
Yeah, no, you just didn't We need to tweak it. We need to make it better. It's dialing in consistency, drinking your water. In the same way as you're growing your network and you are expanding that friend circle, that influence, you're gonna get out of your comfort zone. But while you get out of your comfort zone, like Adam shared, people know people who know people.
Mhm.
And it's not that you need to know all the people. It's just you need to know a couple of really good people. So continue to put yourself in those uncomfortable, out of your comfort zone situations, like Kathy joining a new Bible study. High five.
Good job.
There's something about hats. She's going to send me a picture. I love it. She's going to start a hat club.
Hat club. Perfect. I love it.
But the fun part is have fun. Get back to your first love. If you have lost that love and feeling, go back to what it was that made you start sharing in the first place. Remind yourself. And then I'm going to challenge you to get over yourself, because it's not about you. It's about what you have to offer people. You may or may not be where you want to be right now, but you sure as heck are not where you used to be. You have to give yourself grace and recognize that. So I'm going to throw this over to Kenny. Oh, really quick. I just discovered something, and you might have been aware of it because I've been out of touch. You bless 6, it's $400 for Build Your Bonus. You keep 6, it's another $200. You help 3, it's another $400. That's $1,000 a month from January, February, March, and April. That's a total of $4,000 US that you can earn before convention. This is the really cool part. On a call with Blake Shaver today, he said that that retention keeper, the $200 bonus, dates back to November. So anybody that you enrolled November or December, if they ordered in January, you got the bonus. If they order in February, you get the bonus. Now, these bonuses have not yet been paid out. So if you haven't seen it hit an account yet, it is processing and it will pay out. Karen Ray.
Do you have to do the 6 to get the new 6 to get the 6 retention?
They don't have to be the same 6 people. They can be 6 people from November.
Right, but if I
Maybe-
say I have 6 people from November, December, and they order, I would get the 200 even if I didn't enroll 6.
Right, this is
New-
a separate. It's either
Separate.
or. Yeah,
Okay.
you bless 6, 400. Like
Gotcha.
Kellie Atkins on the verge of, she's gonna bless 6 today. She's gonna
Okay.
get an extra $400 for doing that in the same parameter of that month, right?
Right.
So then you help 3 go silver, senior silver, or gold. They don't have to be the brand new people. They could be existing ambassadors that rank up for the very first time. So you might have somebody that's sitting with 1 or 2 people. They only need 1 more to get their bonus. They might be out of their fast start window, but they are still going to receive the bonus for going silver, as well as all the business building bonus and everything like that. So the retention part of the Build Your Bonus is in addition to the retention bonus of 5%, which is good for 3 months. The first 3 months of one of your brand new customers, if they're ordering consistently for 3 months, you get 5% of that total order for those 3 months. That's in addition to, that's part of the new compensation plan. So that's really exciting. So therefore, look at that. It's so exciting. Are you guys seeing that, or am I just seeing
I
that?
don't know. I thought you,
Did y'all see that? They're like,
wow,
how do we do it again? I don't know.
so exciting.
So exciting. I don't know what happened,
Mm.
but it really is, because it unlocks so much income potential, and you can't keep that to yourself. Well, you might be thinking $300 isn't that big a deal. It is a really big deal to somebody else. And it could be one of those make or break things where they're gonna stop, or they're not gonna be able to stay on, or they're not gonna be able to do the things that they need to or they want to do. So in an effort to not prejudge people, it is to share with everybody. Let them decide if it is for them or not. Does that sound fair? You just have the tools that you have in your hands and you get to use it. So I'm going to throw this over to Kenny. He's got 10 minutes
All right.
left.
I'm not
He's
gonna.
gonna close
I'm
this
not
out.
gonna use the whole 10 minutes, but starting February 26th, not this coming up Monday, which is the President's Day, I believe. And the following Monday,
Mhm.
book club,
Book club's back.
The Big Leap. Now, let me tell you a little bit about this real quick. Has anybody ever accomplished a goal and then afterwards, like, you do something really high and then
Yep. Anybody feel that? Like
this
you've done
book
it?
right here in Aussies,
Oh, yeah.
you
You're
guys are
join
welcome to
us.
come aboard. And this is called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks, excuse me. So it will go into depth why you do the things that you do. And everybody on this call, including us, has done it.
Yeah.
There's a high on achieving a massive goal, financial, personal, it doesn't matter, whatever it is. And all of a sudden you sabotage. You don't even realize you're doing it until you're back at the bottom, and then you yo-yo back up again. And you keep doing that same cycle your whole life. You wonder why.
Mhm.
Why? Well, this book will help you understand why. And then correct the problem. So then, not that it won't happen again, you recognize it. When you recognize it, you will stop. Like, oh, I know that thinking. Nope, no more. I'm gonna tell you a little story real quick because I've been doing a lot of research on the mind. Some crazy, crazy stuff that I'm like, you ever get some information, you're like, I found the key to the treasure box, right? So what did we have last Sunday? The Super Bowl, right? 160 million Americans watched it, or 66, something like that. Let's call it close to 200. I know it's not rugby, but I get it, Adam. I get it. Anyways, that's our version of rugby. So Kansas City wins the Super Bowl, all right? Well, what you guys may not know, if you're not big avid football fans, is they had a pretty tough year. It was not easy peasy for them. But when it came to playoff time, man, they like took it up another notch. It was really impressive. They took the Dolphins to the woodshed, which is a South Florida team for you Aussies. And then they played Baltimore, which was probably the best team throughout the whole season, and like literally took them to the woodshed. And then they
What does
went
that mean when you say that?
taking it okay, took to the woodshed is like getting your ass kicked.
Well, there you go.
There you go. I don't know how to explain it, but they got taken to the woodshed. And then they played San Francisco, and it was a really tight game. Now, San Francisco was a really good team, but at the end, they won. And it, Kira and I were the only ones up, and it was like 10:30 at night. I had to go to work the next day. And before that whole week, I was feeling like garbage. The fire next door almost burned a house down. A lot of weird stuff happened. But they won the game. So then I'm at work on Monday, and I'm listening to the radio sports talk because I want to hear kind of like their take on the game because it's a pretty decent game. And they said, "Hey, did you guys listen to Patrick Mahomes, who's a quarterback for Kansas City, the winning team? His wife wrote a post saying, 'Hey, honey, I'm so proud of you for being a leader. You're awesome for this team. Blah 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 blah. Good stuff, good stuff.'" And at the end, she took a snapshot of their conversation and posted it. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Well, it said January 4th. This is before now the playoffs are like just right on the cusp. He said, quote, "I decided to win the Super Bowl." I'm like, hold on. I decided. And then I started doing more research on the mind, and guess what I found? If you make a decision, now I'm talking specifically to everybody on the call, but Kelly was talking about it and Adam. He talked about Emerald. If you make a decision right now, well, it's 8:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, United States. So it's 11:53 a.m. in Australia. You make that one decision going, I'm going to go Emerald, or I'm going to go whatever your rank that you want to go, we're talking Plexus, and then take that rank and just plaster it all over or carry in a card or on your phone every time you see it. Do you understand that when you apply action to it, it's going to happen? The problem is some people don't want, I don't know what I did. Some people don't want to get to the point where it's feeling too good and then they self-sabotage. But if you're willing to do a little bit of disciplines, and this is what the book's going to help, and you make that one decision and say, I'm going to do it, because this has actually happened to us. We were at the bottom, 2000, when did you start? 18, December of 2018. And Jenna had enough is enough is enough. All the hospital visits, all the doctorism things that they checked, everything. And we got no answers, and she still felt like garbage. And there was a point where she made a decision, said, that's it. And then next thing you know, Plexus came in and the rest is history. And every single person on this call has done that with their health. And now I'm challenging you to do that with your wealth. And one thing they talked about was like, hey, you know, if you say, how much do you make? And you say, whatever, I make 75,000 working at the post office. Did you know that I just already limited myself to 75,000? Right there. That's the highest I will go because I already put myself in a box. So how much do you make? Oh man, I make hundreds and thousands, if not millions of dollars. Now it's endless. So I'm telling you, everything you need to know or anything that's stopping you is right here. You just have to decide and then apply action to that decision. And I'm telling you, it's going to be amazing, especially coming up to Las Vegas in a couple months. So if you want to go to Vegas, don't worry about the outside world. Don't worry about any pricing of no stupid airline tickets. It doesn't matter. You could create your own economy. You are full control if you make that one decision. And that you already made a decision saying yes. Now the other decision is saying, I am worth it. I deserve good things. And I'm really good at what I'm doing. That's it. And then that excitement comes and you're like, wow, it starts bubbling up inside. You're like, holy cow, I need to talk to people. And it's amazing. You start bringing in, that happened with Kimberly and Jenna in Australia. People just started coming, gravitating to them. I don't know how it works. They were just like, hey, we're Australia's ours. Next thing you know, they start coming out of the woodwork. You're like, what is happening? So I would encourage you guys to come on February 26th. Read the book. Don't just listen. Actually read, highlight stuff, and actually go through it. I'm telling you, you're going to work some stuff out, and that's a good thing. It's like detoxing, you know? It's always
Detoxing
good.
your brain.
Yeah.
So chapter 1 is what we're going to cover. And just to give you an idea, he literally is highlighting everything. So it is so good that you just go through and you're like, oh, because you don't know what you don't know.
Until you know.
And then you educate yourself and you learn, right? So don't forget, book club, 2 Mondays from now, we will blast it out. And what is really exciting is we have a lot of really cool things that are coming in store. A new business onboarding tool is going to be released here in the next week and a half. So as you have people who come on board, we will actually have a streamlined, efficient program for them to be able to plug in right away within 6 days to start to really onboard them into what the business is, how it works, and what they can do to take advantage of all the offers that we have coming. So there's a lot of really cool things happening and coming out really quickly. Some of us are going to be going to Punta Cana. Margot is going to be in Punta Cana. I'm really excited.
That's on Saturday.
Yeah. And Karen Ray is going to Punta Cana. Kimberly and Peter are going to Punta Cana. Anita and Dave are going to Punta Cana. She's got some of her team members. Karen Fiore is going to Punta Cana. Really excited. So I'm going with Nathan, Maria Bianchi, and then she has a team that's going with her as well. These are leaders who have not just earned the incentive, but have a longer vision of what is available and that are actively working towards those goals. I know that Shelly and Jordan earned Punta Cana as well. So I want to give you girls a shout out from California. We're so glad that you guys got on tonight.
Kellie.
You got to share your secrets next time, Jordan. Your hair is like collagen long, like something's going on over there. But we're going to cut this out. We want to thank you so much for taking time to join us tonight. And if you are watching this on replay, you're welcome to join us anytime at our book clubs or our Thursday night Pink Life Live calls. Also, masterminds are going to be back in March, so we'll have more information for you to plug into that as well. So thank you again and have a great night.
Bye.